Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Flesh and Blood stream. I gotta admit, before we get started tonight, that excuse me, I think my voice kind of going out. It feels really weird to be streaming on a Friday night. I never do. I'm always at my local armory, so like it's really like kind of different to be live on a Friday night. I'm normally gone playing cards at this hour, so it's different being at home. I'm excited tonight to get some last minute practice in before my final pro quest tomorrow. I'm going to be playing Victor. The list that I'm playing tonight is probably going to be the exact 80 that I'm going to be playing tomorrow. There's a pro quest in South Carolina tomorrow, about 2.5 hours away from us that we're going to. So I'm pretty excited to go to it and get one last chance at an invite to Amsterdam here. Looking to really try and secure it here. Hey, Bozen, what's up, dude? How are you, brother? Excuse me, Lord. Well, I guess let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's jump in. Let's get it going. We'll see what we can run into tonight. This is the equipment suite we're running. We're currently on 11 equipment pieces in our deck. Against Azalea, we like Titan's Fist and Aura Magus, and then we don't run Out Muscle, Zealous Belting, Oasis Respite, or Pummel in this matchup. So, all right. Against Kayo, that works. You know what? I'm going to try going first against Kayo and see how that feels. I wonder what that's binary code for. I almost guarantee you that's binary code for something. Yo, Kokom, how are you? You doing all right tonight? Looking at KO, we changed the matchup just a little bit here. We don't play Zealous, Oasis. We play one Trounce, and we don't play Out Muscle. Now, the one Trounce is basically just a block card with potential upside, but never really pans out for us. I'm also really trying to run a Nothos in this matchup, and I'm pretty excited to see if they're playing the new chess piece. They are. I was like, I assume most people are going to be on the new chess piece. And then we're just going to go ahead and throw the Debilitate here, and I'm going to Arsenal the Command and Conquer. Since we have two reds that we're comfortable arsenaling here, we're just going to go ahead and give it up. Victor versus KO, we're going first, and we'll see what the results look like here for us here in just a few minutes. Yep, they have a runner on top. Don't have an Agile Windup, please. Debilitate, then Rouse, so we're 2 cards into pitch stack, and the first card we're looking at is a excuse me, is a Debilitate, a blue Debilitate. Just play Fi tomorrow? Dude, I don't know that I can just play Fi tomorrow, although admittedly that does kind of sound like fun. So let's block 3. We'll give the sink below here. We're not going to sink anything, and then we're just going to take the Command and Conquer back, make a new Surge, and then Arsenal the Pummel here. I think that's the best play we can make here. Pummel from the Arsenal is the best play we can make. Like having this in our arsenal early is very good for us. This is exactly how we want to start. The new chess piece is crazy. I do agree. Finally opened one type of each booster box and got legendaries in a Marvel. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that. That's exciting. This taking cards out of their hand is very good. So we're 3 cards in a pitch deck, and that's a blue thunk. So we're looking at all blues so far. So I need to keep the Golden Sun here, and we can make that our first hand for the 4-card cycle here, because we do run an even 60 in this matchup. Yo, Eben, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy? I think we can take 5 here. I think this is okay. I don't really want to give up equipment here. We can just take 5. We will pitch to make a new Surge, throw the Command and Conquer, and then have 2 floating. With the Pummel represented here. So this is, I'm curious to see if they give us 2 cards and 2 pieces of equipment. They'll, like, depending on what's in their arsenal, like they'll probably give us 10 here. This would be a good time for them to give us this chess piece if they have a really good turn lined up here. If I didn't have the Pummel here, like, I would have just blocked 6, so, like, it's pretty on the money that I have it. Just gonna block 7 here, really. I don't think that was a wise choice, but I don't know. I'm curious to know why they decided to make that play. I guess the Beast Within gets them 1 back here. So they really only take 3 from the Command and Conquer, and then they take 1 from the Beast Within trigger. So we're gonna go 4-5. So our first hand has a Our first hand has a Golden Sun in it, and we're 5 cards into pitch stack at this point. Let's block 6, take 3. We'll swing the hammer here. I'm pretty surprised my opponent didn't give me the chess piece here, because he wants to block with this before they use it, so I'm pretty surprised to see that. We've already thrown 1 Command and Conquer, so kind of curious to see what we find that we want to play with the pummel with. I mean, that's one way to do it. We kind of need to get lucky with the Clash of Vigor here. Like, we need to win this Clash of Vigor to make this really work. Because we can't keep 2 blues is the problem. So if we block 6 and take 2, then we can throw CNC pummel again, which is like actually insane. So let's see. We just went 5, 6 into the deck. So we're 6 cards into the deck, and our second cycle hand has a Golden Sun in it, and then we're looking at a Rowl so far. Let's do this and hope we win the Clash of Vigor. Nope. That's unfortunate. I mean, I think that was the best play we could make there. We needed that to pan out for us, so we just needed that Vigor to work out for us right there. I think that was the correct block. My opponent very quickly goes to 29. Okay. They discard a Sin Packing. I mean, I can block 6 and throw the Chokeslam here. Seems like a pretty good play for us. And then I guess we might as well go ahead and give the Civic Steps, right? Because it just doesn't matter. It's just a value block. We're just playing the value game here. Hey, what's up, Silas? How are you, brother? How's the wedding going? Are you guys on the way there tonight? Or are you guys driving down tomorrow? Let's attack for 8 here. Let's just throw the Debilitate. And then last turn was card number 7. This is going to be card number 8. Wow, that's a lot of equipment. That's a lot of equipment. I'm pretty scared about what their hand looks like here. I would have liked to have kept this hand to have thrown Debilitate Pummel, but I think that we're going to have to block quite a bit here. And to be fair, with the balance, we can still block quite a bit. So like it really just depends on like what their hand looks like, because they can go nuts here with this, with the Sash. They can go crazy. Let's just see if it's good enough. Upset you can't. Yeah, I wish you could play this weekend, man. But I get it, dude. I get it. Like going to being there for family is the best way to go about it. I understand though. I understand wishing you could, wishing you could play. I completely get it. Completely understand. I think we have to take 6 here. I think we have to take 6 here. You just sash shit a lot. Riku, I'm gonna be honest, man. The new chess piece seems bananas. Bananas. Think will be banned in Blitz by the end of the week, like by Monday. Like, I mean, not literally, but like, I think it'll be banned in Blitz before skirmish season. It is that good, in my opinion. This not having go again is a real W for us. Maybe I'm supposed to go to 14 and just make my play here. My opponent just said, "Wow, unlucky," and I'm inclined to agree with him. That feels like bad beats there. Like, I agree. Kayo is already very, very strong in Blitz. I also agree with that. I do think that the chess piece is going to make it even better. I mean, you know, like I was talking to John earlier, and he made the comment that, you know, like we're still 8 cards in a pitch stack right now. He made the comment earlier that like we're still living in a world where like you can throw 20 points without Blood Rush or anything. Like, it's crazy. Kayo giveth and Kayo taketh is accurate right there. Like, that was like him discarding that Cast Bones off the top was a real W for us, because it's also one less power card we have to mess with the rest of the game. Now, we are at 14, but we have quite a bit of equipment, so we need to find a way to like really get into the lead of the game here. So that was 9 and 10. That hand's not great. It's going to be 11 and 12 going back into the deck. I think this is the best thing we're doing. I'm never, like, if this comes back to a second cycle game, I would much rather draw the Trounce and, like, know that I have it set up, but I don't think we're going to get there. So let's go 11 and 12 for 12 cards in a pitch stack. Savage Feast is the only card that punishes me here, and they haven't even played one yet, so I don't even know if they're on that card. How many CNC style effects do they have left? They're out of Send Packings, and they have one Command and Conquer left. I should probably still just give the Sink Below for value, right? And if I have to keep 2 cards, I'd rather throw the Spinal Crush, right? Like, so I'd rather just throw the Spinal Crush if I can here. I think this is an okay block. I don't know. It seems okay. We want to keep the Thunderquake so that we can try to set up that second cycle Trounce pretty well, but again, probably just won't matter here. Hey, what's up, John? Came in as soon as you heard your name. I love it, dude. I think we're gonna go to 9. Really hope there's not another card they can throw at us. Throw Spinal Crush here. I mean, 2 cards out of their deck, like, I don't know. Like, not like it's probably as good as this kid. It depends on your deck build and plan, but I can see the all-in go big for heroes, honest, how I test it. You over 30 with some setup? Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I think it's way better. I mean, Tunic is good, but I'm like, Salas, I'm going to be honest, man. After looking at it and like seeing it in play some, I think the only reason people will be playing Tunic this weekend is because they don't have access to Savage Sash. 100%, dude. I wholeheartedly agree with that. 13 and 14 cards in a pitch stack. Yo, Elmar, what's up, dude? Greetings from Germany, dude. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. What time is it in Germany? I am a little curious. So I could throw the Choke Slam here. Lose the Test of Strength. Even though like it technically gives me some like better blocking ability. We could E-Strike for 7. Was there 1 more Cast Bones left in the deck? And 2 more Blood Rushes, so they probably have one in their hand, right? So, like, we probably just want to set it up like this, I think. It's 120. Well, dude, thanks for being here so late. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. I can see that working out. Trust you more. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I haven't got to play with it yet, but, like, that's been my experience playing against it so far. So we just went 15 and 16. Let's go 17, 18, 19. Hopefully this isn't, I mean, thankfully we have like all of our equipment here, so this is okay. 3, 5, 7. Take 5, go to 4, which is unfortunate, but how many Pulpings do they have left in their deck? Have they even seen any of them yet? That's not good. That means they have like 2 more Pulpings left in their deck and we're at 4. Yeah, we just have to throw the hammer for 6. We need to keep the blues in our deck instead of like... We could pitch the Spinal Crush to make a surge here, but we need to keep... the blues in our deck because of how our pitch just lined up. So say we just went 15, 16, 17, so we're looking at 18, 19 right here. I had it delivered, it's been promised to me. Would have gone Kayo tomorrow, but no one around me in Germany got their decks delivered. Oh, I see. Dude, I hate that. I've heard a lot of people are having issues getting a hold of the cards that they need for tomorrow, and I hate that, man. 18-19, we're 19 cards in a pitch stack. We need to win this big time. Man, that's unfortunate. We needed to win that test of strength right there. If they can go claw into another attack, I think we're in a bad spot. Wholeheartedly, I think if they can go claw, like, I don't think, well, now they can't go claw into another, well, they still can, right? It's still just claw, pitch a yellow or blue into a 2-cost. Yeah, I heard Scowling earlier. He was talking about how, like, how Europe got a pretty delayed, how all their stuff got delayed, yeah. The Savage Feast actually lets us use balance here, right? So that we can block 6 and still throw the Debilitate or whatever we draw off the top. I mean, that sucks, but we knew it was on top, though. Block 6, and we get to throw the Debilitate here. So the problem is that there's no more pulpings. They discarded one. Well, that's kind of nice. I mean, at 14 cards, they may have enough blues. Like, they have 1 Cast Bones. They might only be on 2 Cast Bones against me, to be honest, so there might just be 1 Blood Rush left. No, there's a Cast Bones. Yep, there's the Blood Rush. We're probably dead here. Like, if they can do anything, if they can go claw into anything, we're probably just dead. Now, I haven't seen them pitch a Reckless Swing yet, so... Block 9. Take 2, go to 1. I mean, I haven't seen a Reckless Swing yet, so, like, we're technically not, like, completely dead here. Yo, Dodge, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy? Shop's only getting 1 case is rough. Only 2 of my 4 LGS. Yeah, so we only had 1 LGS get any copies of it, to my knowledge. We need this to win. We need a big win right here. All right, that's good. That is step 1 of us winning this game. Unfortunately, I cannot take 1. So what I'm thinking here, since they're out of power cards, is block 6, throw the hammer for 4, which only forces 1 card, arsenal the sink below, and then try to keep a 2-card hand next turn. We could also give... They have 2 mites. I think we're supposed to block like this. Yeah, that's also what I'm thinking, Riku. Won my first Pro Quest last Sunday? Dude, let's go! Playing Dash IE? Dude, congratulations, man. That's extremely exciting, dude. You know what we could do? We could crack the gold. Like, it's a little greedy here, but, like, it does force 2 cards out of their hand. I stopped counting pitch deck like 4 turns ago, so I don't know exactly where we are. Wait, the blue Debilitate was not... No, we had a Buckling Blow? No, that was the last Debilitate. I think we're going to live on the edge here. I think we're going to live on the edge a little bit here. Majorly rewarded. Majorly rewarded. This takes 2 cards out of their hand. Now, I understand that, like, the last Golden Sun ended the game, but if it comes to that, we also have a Trounce set up in second cycle. So, got lucky in top 8 bracket, thankfully. Kano, Katsu, and Prism. Ooh, why is... I'm curious to know why you feel like you got lucky into Katsu. I think that's a bad matchup, isn't it? Like I think traditionally that's a pretty bad matchup. And yeah, James, they only do have 7 cards left, but like that means the more I can take out of their deck, the better off I'm going to be. This is for 9. I like blocking 9 here and keeping the rouse. That's just game, right? That's just game? Oh, man. You love to see it. Make a surge, and then and then we get to destroy the gold, and that ends the game. And I mean, like, unless they did pitch a reckless, if they have a reckless that I missed somewhere, like, if they have a reckless I missed somewhere, which is possible. No? All right, cool. Man. So my opponent hitting the cast bones off the top of their deck off the Wild Ride, and the like insanely lucky Clash of Vigor into the Golden Sun. Insane. Wow. My opponent's not happy about that one. I can tell you that right now. They are not happy about that. Yeah, I cannot believe we won that by like revealing the Golden Sun. I'm cumulatively 9-0 into Katu and 4 ProQuests, so I don't think it's unfavored. Ooh, that's interesting. That's really intriguing to me, because when I was playing Katsu, we had a local guy who was playing a lot of Dash, and like I was winning more often than I was losing, and like he's a very good Dash player. So like I'm curious to know like where the breakdown in that is. That's cool though. Congrats though, man. Winning a ProQuest is awesome though. Gets better if you know how to play Katsu. That actually makes a lot of sense. All right, we got to win. Opponent lost. Go again with discard of Cast Bones on Wild Ride. 1 Clash of Vigor with Golden Sun to let me in the game. Probably fatiguing them anyways. All right, so I think we were gonna fatigue them there anyway. Like I think we were gonna cross that finish line regardless. But yeah, no, it's good to make notes of that kind of stuff though. Typical Kano, and the reason why I'm currently playing Rhinar till the chest has arrived. You typically play Kano? Up for a game? Oh, I'm definitely down for a game if you want to play one. I mean, I'm happy to leave this one if you want to play one, Dodge. AYTG? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, Kayo. Did I read that wrong? Kayo, not Kano. My bad. Your game? Oh, that's what you're trying to say? All right, let's see here. Looking for Dodge. All right, excuse me. Hopefully people don't join the game. We'll see what happens. Hey, Josh, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy? Against Dash, you want to go first. All right, good luck, brother. Best of luck to you, man. Against Dash IE, I don't know why Titan's Fist is in there. That's not correct. If you see my list and you see me that I was on Titan's Fist, please ignore that because that's just wrong on every level. Oh. It's just so annoying when you draw Cast Bones off the top and whiffing. Yeah, no, I mean, like, my opponent whiffing off the Cast Bones off the top of the deck had to be a real feels bad for my opponent. Like, wholeheartedly had to be a feels bad for my opponent right there. Let's see if did I change something? Yeah, I have it set up that way on both of my decks for some reason. We're going to fix that real quick. I don't know when I changed that or why I changed that, but that is wrong. I'm supposed to be on Anothos every time in this matchup here. So I'm going to cut Titan's Fist because I don't want people thinking that they're supposed to play that. They're supposed to play that way. Okay, we have now fixed that issue with the deck there. All right. This hand is not great, to be honest. Let's make a surge and pass. I think that's the best play we can make here. I think that's the best play we can make here. Is there where you can record games on Talishar? So I don't like you have to use OBS to like record games or like a different software. If that's what you're trying to do. Josh. Dash have enough sideboard to pistol plan an OG boost. Are you asking if they can like pivot between like boosting and between like the pistol items? Then yeah, absolutely they can. 100%. 100%. This hand's not great. So if I block Clash of Vigor, I can take 3, and then I can go 5 go again into the Command and Conquer, as long as I win the Vigor here. I think that's fine, and I can Arsenal this Command and Conquer. Okay, well that just means we get another Surge. That's like not the end of the world. It just means we get a new Surge because of the second Vigor there. If I'm running Tunic, that is really bad for us because I have no way to like give this. Well, technically, I could technically pitch the Command and Conquer, one of them, to do that, but that's not really what I want to do. Yeah, dude, Josh, I promise you, OBS is very easy to use. Cast Bones in the same. Is the same. It's how Victor feels losing clashes. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, to be honest. And Cast Bones. Oh, Cast Homes. So I think in my deck, it probably replaces like Clash of Vigor, and like one Wallop is probably what it replaces. I think in a lot of people's lists, you're forced to replace Terra Sunder with it. If I'm being honest, I think you're just replacing Terra Sunder in most lists for it, James. Did I miss another message? Andrea, I hope I'm saying that right. I did used to, okay, that makes sense. I did used to run, Rampart, but I decided to cut it for more sideboard slots into different matchups that I think are better, personally. I mean, don't get me wrong, dude, like, Terra Sunder is an amazing card, like, and I will never dispute that as long as I live. But I think that something has to give. I mean, block Wallop, and then we can go 5 go again, putting the Golden Sun on the bottom in to throw the Command and Conquer here. I think we're just looking to try and give as much go again as we can here. All right, setting up an item on turn 2, turn 3, like whatever this is here. So let's go again. The idea is between E-Strike, Rouse the Ancients, and Zealous Belting, we have 8 copies of Go Again cards. And we're going to do our best to make those as punishing as possible for our opponent. Without them having an arsenal, I'm almost inclined to just throw the Anothos for 4 here. It's less damage, but like I think it's the correct play here. You're running Sigil over Outmuscle. I know a lot of people who have like made that decision. And I mean, I don't necessarily think that's wrong by any means. Like I know a few people who have like made that decision. Just gonna make a surge and throw the debilitate here. Since I have the Command and Conquer, I should probably throw the debilitate and like threaten the pummel. That way, like he has to think about it there. I've seen quite a few people run Sigil in their Victor list lately. I know somebody at Calling LA did that, or Battlehardened LA. It was one or the other. Was running that, and I think it's like pretty interesting. Like I don't hate it, to be honest. So let's go again here. Our opponent Dodge has done a very good job of not arsenaling here and like not giving us any value off of like us being able to like blow up his arsenal randomly. So it's nice CNC sim packing bait. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's like the best thing that Sigil does, in my opinion, is like it gives you the ability, the potential to like let people make a decision to throw a CNC at you, and then you're just like, gotcha, like every time. No, it's a great feeling. That's a lot of damage to take. Took 8 damage this turn cycle. I'm pretty surprised to see that, but we'll block 3 here. I was like, he's gonna like we're just leaking 1 the rest of the game pretty much since he set up both the purifiers, which is very unfortunate for us. Not a ton that we can really do about it here. Like, he was able to set these up pretty early, so I think we're just gonna give this, take 1, go to 33, throw CNC with a new surge, and then arsenal the Spinal Crush. Pummeling CNC when they have Crown of Providence up is like something that like I think will cost me the game if I spin the entire game looking for it. So I'm trying to use these pretty aggressively here. I can block with... So we have a couple of options here. I can block Thunderquake and Spinal Crush here, throw the Chokeslam for 8, and then the next turn block 2 cards, and then throw Spinal Crush. Like, I think that's okay for us right now. Yellow Sigil. I have never heard anybody playing Yellow Sigil. I've heard people playing Yellow Sink Below, but never Yellow Sigil. That's out there, John. That's crazy. So I assume that he's on the controller for a different matchup. I would have assumed that it's this one, but I assume that he likes the value of adaptive plating better. Is kind of where my opponent's coming from right there. Yellow Sink is something that people have really been like jumping on board with lately. I've seen a lot of people talking about that lately. Like, and I mean, I get it. Like, it's exciting. Like, people like it's cool tech in a lot of decks. I think it's cool tech in Kano for sure. Like in the pitch deck version of Kano, 100% of the time. It was Sync. Yeah, people are talking about Yellow Sync a lot lately, which, like, it's cool. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't hate that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a worse version of that. All you got? Well, I guess like a worse in quotation marks there, but I don't like this at all. This is why this matchup is really tough, because like if your hands don't line up to like let you play very aggressively, you fall behind very fast and you end up getting into really awkward situations where you can't push a lot of damage or do the things you want to do. Like right here, we're just going to have to take 4 and go to 26, which is like so many points behind for us here. If you have cards you want to protect for second cycle, so like you think it's good in like Kano, Teklo, and Bravo. I've also seen people running it in Teklo. That's another place that I have seen it. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the spreadsheet here before I forget. Victor versus Dash IE. We went first, and based off the way the game state is going, it looks like we're probably gonna pick up an L here, but who knows? We could try and find a way to flip this game. After playing like, you know, just the like 8 turns that we've played, I can see why Dodge won a ProQuest. I mean, to be fair, this is like one of the what I would call easier to play matchups, because like there's not a ton of things that you really have to like sweat around or play about. Keeping 3 cards for them is insane right there. All right, well, that test of strength's looking real good. Oh, they played an induction chamber. That's why it just passed. I was like, what happened right there? Well, that kind of sucks. Yeah, rip no Rampart right here, right? First time I played against Dash since I took it out of the deck. So I can throw the disable and then pitch the test of strength to play the pummel. We can throw hammer pummel for damage, arsenal the rouse, and then keep a test of strength in hand. We can just throw cranial crush. We're not really getting a ton of value out of the pummel here, but I think we're just forced to throw 10 at our opponent. Like, it is what it is here. I don't know. Dash is a really good hero that, like, I think kind of struggles into Kayo. Like, I don't know. Like, I've just kind of noticed that, like, Dash has fallen out of the metagame in popularity. And I think a lot of that is due to, like, decks like Kayo. And, like, don't get me wrong. Like, Victor does not have a terrible matchup into Dash, especially the pivot Dash. Like, it's not as bad as everyone says it is. Like, it can be done, bro. What is this? That is not what we want to see. Like, hands like this, like, will lose us games every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Yeah, like, this is abysmal. And, like, our opponent just got to put the third item into play. They pitched a Reinforced Salon and a Sprocket Rocket. Oh, man. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate for us indeed. I think we have to do it like this. Like, it sucks, but I think we have to pitch like this. Yeah, this hand... like, a hand like that will cost you the game. A hand like that will wholeheartedly cost you the game. Alright, so it's pistol for 5 the rest of the game. That's pretty rough. We need to win this trounce really badly. Yep, and we flip into a rouse. That's pretty much my luck lately. Alright, well, we're going to have to throw the Prime to Fight here. I'm sorry, we're going to have to block with the Prime to Fight and then throw the Debilitate for 9. We don't really have another choice here. I almost kept the Test of Strength in my hand because technically you have a better chance. Like, you have... the odds are just more in your favor to win a Test of Strength than they are to win a trounce. But I think we are so far behind at this point that we needed the value off of winning a trounce. Like, I had to play to us getting a little lucky, and we just didn't. So we can block with a Buckling Blow here. That's really all we get to block with, though. Or I could not block with anything, take 15, go to 2, which feels pretty wrong. I don't know, they might not be able to, like... Okay, so he's gonna shoot us for 10 here. Okay. We could go to 7. This feels like a really good time to give the Civic Steps here. He can't activate Heart to gain resources, and... okay. Just throws 3 at us there. I mean, it's unfortunate. The odds of our opponent having a Sprocket Rocket in Arsenal is not likely, but... Normally that's a reinforce, a sink, or something. So we did get punished for our block there, but I don't feel bad about that one. I don't know a person. I've never met a Dash player who arsenals a red Sprocket Rocket like that. That's really interesting. Let's come in for 7, go again. Easy take 10. I mean, I don't know about that, but I do like where your head's at. I don't know if that's an easy take 10. So we can make a surge and throw the hammer, arsenal, rouse. I think that has potential better upside for us than throwing the prime to fight here. Personally, I think as many go again cards as we can get at the end of the game are where we want to be. Well, this is not a go again hand. I mean, technically, so what we could do here actually is we could pitch the thunk, reveal debilitate, debilitate, come in for 7, go again, then come in for 8, and then arsenal the pummel. I think I like that better. I think I like that better, actually. Then I was just going to make a new surge, throw debilitate, and play pummel, but I think this is a better play. Normally, the double reds are, like, a little awkward for trying to play rouse, but I think this hand actually just works out here just well enough for us to, like, cross the finish line. With this hand, anyway. I'm not going to say we're going to win this game. I think we're severely behind. My opponent might just give adaptive plating. Okay, fate foreseen. I mean, okay. I was like, there's got to be something else here, right? Are you talking about that turn cycle? That's why you love tectonic plating? So we can get away. You staying local and not playing in Richmond? I'm not driving to Richmond tomorrow. There's one in South Carolina I'm going to. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes from the house. Are you guys playing in Richmond tomorrow, Taylor? God, dude. Oh, you're talking about the Battle Harden. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. No, I'm not going to the Battle Harden. Yeah, I'm not at the Battle Harden. It's just, 5.5 hours is a little too far for me. Do you say thank God means I have a chance? This man says this like he's not like 20-1 against me lifetime. I appreciate the confidence boost, Taylor. I appreciate the confidence boost. I think this is a give up our equipment and try to win the game with the pummel hand. Looking at this. Only player I know going to South Carolina tomorrow is Matt W. Oh, he's not in Richmond? Really? I figured he'd be at the Battle Harden. Am I going to have to give a card here? Hang on, if I have to give a card here, then there's no reason to, like... I probably should have thought of that before I started giving equipment. So this is for 5. If I block 5 with the Civic Steps here, I am dead. I'm going to kill myself. He wanted to farm ProQuest for more gold foils? I mean, fair enough. He's good enough to do it, I guess. So that means that... Sorry, let's think this one through here. I mean, I really don't want to, like, I really don't want to crown away the pummel. So, like, if the pummel was in my hand and I had a card in Arsenal, I would just crown it away and then block with that card. It's an easy fix. But I need to play the pummel here is a problem. So if I block 4, I take 1, go to 4. And then he gives go again, and I block here because that's all I have left. So that means I have to give up the pummel. God, that sucks. Yeah, that's not good. Dude, I love pummeling Zealous Belting, but I can't do it here because I have to... I need one more resource to be able to do this, so I have to give this up here, which is so unfortunate. And then I can just block with the debilitate. Doesn't matter. I mean, I guess I should, right? Like, it just doesn't matter. We're either gonna take enough cards out of my opponent's hand here, which I don't think we can. With all the equipment my opponent has, I don't think there's any world we can win this game here. So they block this out, and then we throw the choke slam. And then I was like, they can give us heart and a card. They can give us heart and adaptive plating here to sink below or fate or something. Yeah. And then double blues with 1 loaded lets them throw it at us twice, I think, if I'm counting correctly. I don't know what they're trying to undo here. Oh, sure. We have to win this to have a chance. Okay. Does it even matter? No, they get to do it all 3 times here. I guess I don't know where I counted wrong there, but... So... we win another Vigor here. We block 6. So... technically, we can crack into a gold here. If we draw blue, we can throw hammer for 5. So there, that was pitch deck right there, which means that had I been counting and paying attention, I would have known that. So we're like Omega dead here because we're just going to block the first 2 gunshots and then we're dead. Yeah. So literally the hand with the trounce, the hand with the double trounce and the test of strength cost us this game. Wholeheartedly, that cost us this game right here. Yeah, I mean, my opponent did set up quite a few items pretty early there, but like, it's to be expected when you're playing against Dash. Like, they're playing so many like pistol items. Like, my opponent is on 3 purifiers and 2 chambers, which is like way more than I'm used to people playing. I'm so used to people being on 2 and 2, unless you're playing like hard control Dash. And then we're dead here. Yeah. Good game. We'll play Dodge. 15 turns, and we got him down to 4. So I think the defining part of that game for me was the turn when Dodge put out an item, and I had Test of Strength, Trounce, and a blue. And I had made the decision to arsenal the Rouse for the turn before that so that I could try to get a better go again hand. Now, in theory, if Dodge attacks me and lets me win a Test of Strength and a Trounce, and then I get to keep some cards in my hand, I can go Rouse and Hammer, and like we're playing our game plan. And I don't know that we win the game there, but like we have a better chance at winning the game. That was tough. Yeah, the double block pitch was really tough, dude. You played that really well, though. I do have to say I was not expecting the 3rd chamber or the 3rd purifier. I mean, most people are on 2 chambers and 2 purifiers that I run into, so I was a little surprised by that. But Dude, yeah, no, you played very well, man. That was a good game. Let's see. Loss. Turn. I think it was 7 or 8. I can't remember. Had double trounce and test of strength. Opponent put an item into play, and I threw hammer for 4. Ultimately, cost me the game. So, like right there at the end of the game, like when dodges at 4, that's a position. That is a position when dodges at 4. Those like. So I threw hammer for 4, and with a better hand, I could have thrown rouse for 7 and hammer for 6, which means that I literally get to have 9 more points on the turn, which forces Dodge to use his adaptive plating to give me an item earlier than he wants to, which would have been really good for me. Or it gives me the option to like it just puts me in such a better spot because all of the life, like the life value there, just it's so much better for me. It's only for Rampart, but useful either way for any pistol package matchup. What's for Rampart? Sorry, I must have missed a message somewhere. This is a matchup I've been struggling into. Hey, Cusco, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy? So against Bolton, I'm kind of like back on the idea that like I want to be on Titan's Fist and Aura Mages, and I want to be on Sync Belows instead of like Zealous Belting in the full like hefty go again plan. But I'm not 100% sure if that's the best way to approach this matchup. I truly don't know what the best way to approach this matchup is. I'm going to be honest, I've been really struggling against this deck, and like I have yet to like really figure out what I want to be doing here. They're also playing Great Axe Bolton, which like, I mean, we probably just lose to regardless. Yeah, he loaded 70 cards into us, so like, oh, the third Purifier, sure. I'm curious to see what Bolton, like, how Bolton, like, uses the new cards to his advantage also. I think we're going to block like this. I don't know why you would play Great Axe Bolton over just playing Dory. Like, can somebody tell me the reason for this? Like, I guess you get Soul Shields, but, like, do you need Soul Shields when you have Stillblade Shunts? I don't know. Kind of seems like overkill to me. Prep to leave for my PQ in 2 hours. Let's play again next time. Yeah, absolutely, Dodge. That was fun, man. I enjoyed it, buddy. Good luck at your next Pro Quest, man, for sure. I mean, I don't think we sideboarded in a way that, like, represents us playing into this matchup at all. Like, if I play against Bolton and they're just playing, like, this Great Axe Bolton, then, like, we pretty much lose in the spot with the way I sideboarded. Yep, so they're on Stillblade Shunts, which makes sense. I assume they would be. And then we're just going to push damage here. Like, anything we can do to push damage is just better for us. Soul Shield and 3 block. Okay. So they're getting that as opposed to, like, what? Crown? I guess. That's 2 cards in the pitch deck. Yep, I was like, I'm pretty much banking on us winning the clashes so that we need to be in that spot, but I don't know. Let's throw 9 at him. The old 2-card 9 after blocking for 2. Blocking for 2 feels bad, but we'll swing 9 at him. It's also worth mentioning that like the fact that we're running Titan's Fist instead of a Nothos in this matchup is really bad. The fact that people might actually be playing this, I guess, is like kind of the reason that maybe I should just be on an Othos all the time in this matchup. I don't know. I'm intrigued that my opponent is playing Yellow Stillblade and Soul Shield. Tells me that they're probably playing like, I mean, they're probably on like Fate Sinks, Respites. So there's 9 cards, and then they're on probably 7 to 8 copies of Steelblade Shunt, which is, I'm just going to say 8. I'm going to say 3 blues, 3 reds, and 2 yellows, which leaves... God, excuse me. My voice is like going out today, guys. That puts us at 17 D-Reacts plus Fates and Sinks. So they're literally running like 23 defense reactions, which is like crazy to me. We just pitched a blue, so we've set up our rouse pretty well for second cycle. Let's set it up just a little bit better here. We're going to go Spinal Crush, then blue, because as long as we make a surge going into our first pitch stack turn, we have the ability to go rouse into... into Spinal Crush with a surge. Cleansing Light has some play against Prism, I'm guessing, so maybe... Cleansing Light. What card is that? Is that the new card? Is that the new one from the Armory deck? They pitch a Respite there. All right, so we're going to go card number 4, 5, 6. So we're 6 cards into pitch deck. I am going to give 2 cards here, just to give 2 cards and save some life here. I know I'm down cards already, like in the deck, and we have to find a way to make that up, and it's going to be even harder when we're not playing Anothos in this game, but we'll do what we can here. Card's been put into your hero's soul this turn. You may play it as though it were an instant. Destroy target aura. Oh, that's kind of a cool card. It's kind of neat against Prism, too, especially. Yep. Yep. That is card number 7 in the pitch stack. I think I'm just going to give the sync here. I know it's only a sync for 2, but like I think it's fine. Like the sync. Oh, he still gets to destroy my shield here, doesn't he? Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. So I guess we'll just put this on the bottom for now. Like, I guess that's fine. I definitely was not thinking about losing the shield there if I sync. That was just me being an idiot. That was just real bonehead move right there. Yeah, that was just bad. That was just a bad play for me. We are now 8 cards in the pitch stack. So we have a go again hand with Spinal Crush, and then we have a having a stroke right now. Then we have a Golden Sun. And there's no way for us to like do anything other than just throw Hammer here, which like really feels bad. Yeah. This would also be like a really good time to have an Othos. Like, God. This guy is like probably going to win this game just off the gotcha factor by itself. You get 0 cost 1 power attack, so I've seen some setup looking for a scrap with the for second cycle. Ha! Yeah, I honestly like this is going to be bad just for like off the back of the gotcha factor. So there's 10. We're 10 cards in the pitch stack. Also, we're just running like a straight 60 card list into them. Like Bolton is like the one hero that'll like really get you, and like Dora, you kind of have to prepare for them to be on that. But like, I'm never really planning on playing against that when they're playing Bolt when they're playing this. I guess let's just block, and then we'll give the sync below here. when the Command and Conquer. And there's no pummels in the deck, which, like, our opponent doesn't know, but we do. So that's a real feels bad for us. Let's just throw the Chokeslam for 8. Like, we're just trying to get value here with our cards. Yep, they block 7, take 1, go to 29. We go card number 11 into our deck. Jesus, this is a hand if I've ever seen one. That's kind of cool. I mean, why do my streams get more views after it's over and more than my videos? Dude, it's what happens, bro. And hey, Kyle, how are you, buddy? This is really weird. There's no world it's correct to give crown here, right? Like, I guess we're just supposed to give up some life here. Which I guess is fine. Like, we have the life to give up, so we should, right? So let's make a surge. Excuse me. Throw the debilitate for 8. Again, trying to make our opponent's block just a little bit awkward here. That was what I was calling about last night. When did you call me last night? I don't remember you calling me last night, dude. I did like the thumbnail, though. I did think it was pretty funny. I was a pretty big fan of it. Like, having all your, like, buddies' names on there from, like, your CWL stuff. I did like it. So we're going to go 12 and 13. We're 13 cards in a pitch deck. I think we can just take 4 this time to go 5 go again into the CNC here. And then Arsenal this CNC. I think that's pretty good for us. God, we are so behind on cards right now. We are down 11 cards. Which is, like, crazy to think about. So let's go card number 14 to the bottom. For go again here. We're gonna try and use any go again we card here. Oh, when you called when we were at Zoe's birthday thing, dude. I'm sorry, I forgot to call you back last night. I meant to call you back last night on the way home, dude. My bad. I completely forgot about that. It was also really late when we left. It was like we left my parents' house at like 10 o'clock last night. It was much later than like it normally is when we leave. I hate you. Yeah, clearly that's the only answer is that I hate you. See, turn cycles like this are where we make up some card advantage in the deck. So we just went, God, the E-Strike. We went 12, 13, 14, 15. We're 15 cards in a pitch deck. Wondering why I had Sprocket Rock on my arsenal to enable Achilles. After you reveal my top card after a clash, so I can safely boost. So the extra pistol shot is like super late in the game, though, right? Like I was kind of surprised at like how early you had that set up. I just assumed that would come later in the game, but I do hear what you're saying. That does make a lot of sense. No, I don't have a. I do not have a command set for the bot to plug me. I do not have one of those. Yeah, you still like crown, so I guess that also makes sense because like you could always just crown it away if you needed to. That also makes a lot of sense in that situation. Yeah, for sure. I was like, because normally boosting is like how you win at the end of those games. Like when you have all the pistol items set up, you like boost that one time, and then you like go in for the kill shot. When you have it for 5 though, or like when you're pistoling for 5, I just don't think it matters at a certain point. But yeah, it's technically correct that way. I understand what you're saying. 16, 17. God, without any of the go again cards, this is so bad. Yep. I mean, winning, that's cool because it's extra damage, but like we don't have anything crazy to do here. Make a surge, and then we'll throw Thunderquake for 9. And we do have 2 floating, so it does kind of look like a pummel here, which is kind of cool, but... So Trounce put 16 in the bottom of the deck, and then it's going to be 17, 18 here, if I'm not mistaken. I love getting 3 cards out of my opponent's deck like this. So it's going to be 17 and 18, or at least close to it. For this weekend, doing my first ever CC event on Sunday. Dude, let's go, Quinn. That's exciting. Is it a Pro Quest, dude? Are you going to a Pro Quest on Sunday? I think I'm just going to block here. Like, that's fine. Yes, so we just went 19 with the choke slam, and then, I mean, we're going to have to hit pretty well, right, for this to work, but I think we need to try. We do, thankfully. That's very good for us. Very good for us indeed. So then we just went card number 20, putting the sink below on the bottom. And then we get to go E-Strike, bottoming the Golden Sun, because this is going to be for 10. So this is a lot of value for us. This is a lot of like a life lead to like try and push right here, value cards out of their deck. Bringing Max Nitro to my local Pro Quest. Dude, that's exciting, man. Please let me know how you do. I was like, Quinn, I'm pretty sure you're in the Discord, but I was like, if you're not, join so I can hear about how you do. Because I'd really like to know how it goes, man. That's exciting, dude. I'm pumped for you. Alright, so my opponent essentially takes nothing there. We make a new surge, and then we throw Prime to fight for 10. Which is like insane value for us. Yeah, dude, let me know how it goes on Sunday. I want to hear about it for sure. We get to push through some damage right there, which is kind of cool. So we're now 21 cards in the pitch stack. I mean, this hand sucks. Probably should have pitched the Debilitate there. Oh, my opponent has a hand they like. Interesting. So currently they have access to 40 cards if you count the 36 in their deck and the 4 in their hand, and we have access to 31. So we're down 9 cards instead of... We're down 9 cards now instead of 11. So we have made up a couple of cards, but they're probably playing Remembrance. Hey, Leaks, what's up, dude? How are you? And then we just went 22, 23. Pretty sure I've already clicked OK there. So we're just going to block here and then take 8. Like, it's a very good swing for them, but... Let's make a new surge and throw the Spinal Crush here. And then this is going to be 24, 25. If I counted correctly, which means we should have 2 unknown cards in our deck. And then we'll have a Macho Grande and a Rouse. Or I might be off by 1 or 2. I didn't keep perfect count this game. So I was off because there's the Macho and the Rouse. I think we're going to take 4 here to try and push tempo here. Been anticipating this for a while. Got the deck put together last month. Don't have any LGS close. Oh, dude, so how far is your local store from you, Quinn? I like the way tectonic plating plays better. I definitely think that, like if you were to tell me that, like, Tunic is just the better play, I would not argue with you because I think that there's a lot of validity to that. But I am, I don't know. Like, I just really like the way tectonic plating plays, if I'm just being entirely honest. I'm a big fan of its, like, play style. Leaks, I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Glad to hear you're doing well. I assume D-React incoming here. Yep. I think that's the last fate, right? Yeah. All the sinks are gone. All the fates are gone. There's still some shunts left. I haven't counted entirely. I've done a pretty good job at pitching quite a bit of this stuff here. Let's make a surge and throw the CNC. They play Sigil. Yep. Probably 2 more of those in the deck if I had to guess. Interesting. They must have a D-React and a blue in their hand if I had to guess. Let's take 2 here, go to 14. How do you practice pitch stack? So honestly, what I do is when I'm playing Talishar, I count the number of cards I've put back into my deck, and I use those. Excuse me. I'm gonna fake out the pummel here and see what they do, because this is the first time I've not made a surge. But to answer your question, I actually, like, what I do is, so, like, every time I pitch cards when I'm playing online, I count the number of cards that I have pitched to this point. And then I'm just like, okay, like, I've pitched 4 cards into my deck, and so I'm counting and I'm saying, okay, I've pitched X amount of cards and there's 23 cards left in my deck, so I know that there's 19 cards before I get to pitch stack. Now, Talishar makes that pretty easy for me, but in real life, I actually have to go back and, like, count it when I'm going through and when I'm doing it. So that does make it a little bit more difficult, all things considered. Hey, Jakes, what's up, dude? My store is 40 minutes out. There's only one Fab store in all of Maine, from what I know, and it's closer. Oh, so it's closer for you to drive across state lines than it is to actually, like, play. Okay, so, like, is the one that's 40 minutes out, is that your local store? Do I want to do this, or do I just want to throw the... We probably just want to throw the Thunderquake here, right? There's 2 Golden Suns left in the deck. I'd like to try and use them to close the game out. So 30, 23, 24. Again, we're only down 6 cards now, so we are slowly making up that gap there. I'm good. Jakes, I hope I'm saying that name right. I hope I'm saying it right, but I'm doing well. How are you, buddy? You doing okay tonight? That's the 140 minutes south of my local store, and it's not in your state. I mean, that's fair. So I live about, I'm from Tennessee, and I live about 30 minutes from the Virginia state line. Now, I don't have, like, a store. Like, I have a store, like, in my town, so, like, I don't know that struggle personally, but I do understand what you're saying about, I do understand what you're saying about, like, being close to, like, the state line and stuff like that. I completely get that. Let's take 1, go to 11. Play the Sigil, Arsenal. Probably another Sigil if I had to guess. I'm soon going to bed. No, I appreciate you coming by and saying hi. No, absolutely. 100%. I appreciate it very much. If it's 2 a.m. where you're at, where are you from? Let's see. If it's 2 a.m. where you're at, is that, like, are you in the UK? Roughly, if I had to guess? You know what's better? Not to play Victor? Dude, Josh. Listen, ProQuest season is almost over, man. And when ProQuest season's over, I will be going back to, like, playing variety things. But, like, tonight's the last night of, like, hardcore sweating and, like, trying to practice for, like, a ProQuest. Also, like, this is just a miserable matchup. This is a good reason. This is a good lesson for me to realize that I need to be on an Othos in this matchup all the time. Okay, so we have access to 19, 20, I guess, technically. And they have access to 24. So it's 5 cards now. There's one more Golden Sun left. Like, again, a Nothos would be so good right here because I just make a Surge and swing the hammer every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But instead, I'm forced to throw this buckling blow. I don't know. It feels really bad. If you just say Jay, it's totally fine. That works for me. I can call you Jay. That works for me. Denmark. I was like, Denmark's like pretty close to the UK, right? I don't mean to sound like a completely uncultured American here, but I'm pretty sure that's like close, right? Carly, that's close, right?
I mean, what's your definition of close?
All right, Carly, that's what my definition of close is, so I'm obviously being an uncultured American right now. You mean what? Spit it out!
They're both part of Europe.
All right, they're both part of Europe, I was told, so close, I guess.
They said.
No, I was just saying that. He said, it's just across the sea, but yes, it's close. He did just say it's close. That's funny. Oh, man. Hey, Caleb, what's going on, dude? How are you? Fort, what's up? Dude, everybody's rolling in right now. How are you guys? So let's crown away the CNC, I guess. Let's just go to 8, I guess. No, I'm probably just supposed to give the sync, right? Like, just giving the sync is just correct here. Let's put the Golden Sun on the bottom. Yep, drawn into blues. I probably should have just gave 2 cards from hand there. Or gave a card from hand there. I don't know, giving the sync was probably just wrong on every level. And then the worst part is, like, I don't really want to arsenal any of these. Yeah, I play a lot of Victor. I play. I'm a big Victor fan. I've been playing Victor pretty much since he came out. And so normally when I stream, I play like I stream like quite a bit of variety content for the most part. But I've been playing Victor pretty much every night for the last like month, just practicing for ProQuest. Yeah, Decimator Bolton is interesting. I'm kind of intrigued by this. I mean, I honestly think that we would be winning this game right now if I had a Nothos in my list. I genuinely think we would be winning this game right now if I had a Nothos in the deck. Well, this is a take 4 kind of hand for sure. Wholeheartedly, this is a take 4 kind of hand. And the combo Bolton was Titan's Fist plus Shield. Yeah, so the Titan's Fist plus Shield is like designed to like play into Raiden, trying to fatigue them. I mean, against combo Bolton, so you have to have a Nothos, and I'm about to explain why. You have to have a Nothos, in my opinion, for Bolton, because if they're playing combo or if they're playing this, like, you can't win the game, in my opinion. So I think you have to be on... I think you have to be on that build of the deck to play a Nothos. So I think that's kind of where I went wrong. I think that's like my biggest mistake so far. ProQuest tomorrow? What are you playing tomorrow, Fort? I assume you're on Dory tomorrow? Looking to get out of Maine when I can. It's expensive to live and it's quite boring. Outside of the beautiful nature and beaches, of course. Well, dude, I mean, if you're looking to move, I hope it goes well for you. I know moving can be a hassle for sure. Incredible place to visit, not recommended for living. Fair enough. That's fair. I mean, I get that. First time they've given me a piece of equipment all night. Let's throw the Chokeslam, I guess. Yeah, the matchup into combo Bolton. Like, Bolton's just a bad matchup in general. But the funny part is, like, we would be winning this game right now if I had Zealous Beltings. And if I had Zealous Beltings in this matchup and I had... if I had Zealous Beltings, the Pummels, and the one copy of the the Outmuscle and Anothos, we would be winning this game right now. Like, I'm almost winning this game right now, and like, this is not going our way at all. Yeah, I do have in the sideboard for sure. I do have in the sideboard. I changed it to try and play better into Raiden Bolton, which I think is just a trap, and I just kind of like played myself a little bit. I think this is fine. ProQuests have been up and down. So ProQuest season started out in Battle Harden Atlanta. I 1-3 dropped the Battle Harden. I came in second at the ProQuest Plus on Sunday. And then after that, I came in second at a ProQuest. I lost in the top 4. And then at a ProQuest last weekend, I finished in 9th, which was pretty depressing. Hey, what's up, Adam? How are you, dude? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Adam, did you win a ProQuest on OTK Viserai, by the way? I meant to ask you that. I think I saw your list the other day. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw that the other day. And not permanent resident. That's funny. I like that. Is anybody a Google Cloud engineer? Bro, Havoc's just like, please help, fam. I mean, like, it has been pretty good, and ultimately, like, it has been like a pretty good ProQuest season for me. I'm ultimately just like a little like upset with myself that I haven't won one yet, if I'm being honest. I have been trying to qualify for the Pro Tour since I started playing Fab, and I've gotten increasingly better, and like there's been multiple opportunities for me to like win, and I just kind of fell short. So I've been trying to get across that mountain for a while, and I haven't, and it's a little disappointing for me. Just can't unconnect my idle connections. Oh man. I did. Week 1, it's a Flex OTK mid-range deck. We call it Turtle Burst. Dude, I like that name. That's an awesome name. Congrats on winning a ProQuest, dude. That's awesome. That's exciting stuff, man. All right, so definitely not taking any damage there. Is that all 3 Soul Shields gone now? This is the Golden Sun hand. Yeah, I'm going to throw the Golden Sun for 10. It's not going to cross the finish line here because, 1, my opponent's not even at a low enough life total. 2, they have multiple D-Reacts left in their deck. So, like, I would be curious to know how this deck does into, like, Katsu. Because this seems really bad into Katsu if I had to guess. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. There's a lot of good D-React here and a lot of good things, but, like, Katsu seems like a tough matchup for decks like this. I guess cards like Hold the Line are a concession to... Cards like Hold the Line are a concession to that matchup. I don't know. I could be wrong. Kayo also seems like a really hard matchup for this. Maybe they just fatigue Kayo, though. I don't know. New myself to the game, so I'm just having fun with it. I mean, Jay, dude, that's the best advice I could give anybody, man. Is that like playing Fab is supposed to be fun at the end of the day, wholeheartedly. I'm just gonna concede here. We can't beat the other Felling Swing, so we're just gonna concede, say good game, and then go about our way. I mean, 24 turns, and again, like the card separation is made up by a Nothos and me playing the extra cards in my deck to prepare for that matchup. So, like. I am wholeheartedly convinced we win that game if we are on a Nothos right there. Decimator, Bolton. Didn't have Pummels, Go Again, or Anothos. Got fatigued. All right, so while we're talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and change out the Bolton matchup on both of the decks that I have set up for you guys. So I have one of them is set up for like I have my copy of the deck because I personally prefer to play I personally prefer to play like I prefer to have my own list that I can play and sorry, I'm making sure I set up the matchup correctly here. Yeah. I have my list that I play because I like to be able to keep track of my own games on it. And like kind of keep up with my own spread and like what I'm winning and what I'm losing to. And then I like to have one that I like make public for everybody else to play because I like for you all to be able to play my decks and like I like to see what the community's like win rate is with the decks that I put together and like some of them that I play. And like some of them have like you guys have like really impressed me with some of the win rates you guys have. Good luck for the rest of the stream in the PQ. Dude, good luck for you. I was like, I know you said you're going to a ProQuest tomorrow, so good luck to you as well, man. Or maybe there was somebody else, but I can't remember. But Jay, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. All right. Well, we're yeah. I don't even have a Teklo matchup put in here yet. This matchup is abysmal, but we're gonna do what we can. Outmuscle, Zealous, Pummel. I think we need to leave in the trounces and the test of strengths. They help us block around certain stuff, but it's not bad. This guy might be getting ready for the new Bolton Armory deck when I saw the new cards. I mean, yeah, he might be like planning for it, but that's for sure. I don't have Tunic in this list, but I do have a Tunic list that's out there more. That's in some of my older videos, for sure, though. Yeah, Tom, I'm really surprised to see Decimator Bolton. I don't like, that's not something I'm used to seeing. We don't want Respites or Sink Belows here, and we do want to leave the Test of Strengths in the Trounces just to try and get value off of them. And we're just going to try to play as aggressive as possible here. I think I just want to come in for 9 here. Just want to swing 9. Once Bolton becomes popular, I could no longer be a Bolton main. This matchup is why you plays Millers, as well as Pray to the God of Luck. I mean, yeah, I feel like Praying to the God of Luck is more accurate, if I'm being honest. I don't even know that Millers like really can get you out of this. I mean, I guess it can, but they also play like a lot of really good cards, right? So like 3 cards in a pitch deck, but they play like a lot of really good stuff too. So like, I don't know. Like, I don't think that. What is this? Well, this hand's not great. We just pitched 3 cards. God, I don't like this at all. Let's do this. Let's swing this, and technically it looks like we're representing Pummel. Just no respect. All right, told me a lot about who you are, so that tells me a lot about how we're going to play the rest of the game. We're going to go 4 or 5. We're not going to Arsenal this. What is my opponent up to? That's card number 6 into the deck. I mean, there is a 1 in 60 chance we hit Singularity. Like, terminate my auto connection is bad news. To do so, I have to terminate the app. Ooh, that's not good. That sounds bad. Yeah, people are playing a lot of Fatigue lately. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. Like, people are playing a lot of Fatigue. Like, that is a very big thing lately so far. All right, they got to set up an Evo here if they took that here. So we just went 6. This is 7, 8. We're 8 cards in the pitch stack now. I can't even read that message out loud, Drew. But Drew's not wrong. I love Salisbury steak. Tell you what's not fun for months, though he did. I did misuse steps twice. That is true. That is a thing that happened. I did misuse civic steps twice. So let's see if they have a card to stop this. Like, sometimes they just have it in their hand and they can stop what we're trying to do here. And if they do, they do. There's nothing I can do about it. Dude, Mr. Chips, bro. The TV dinners, the Salisbury steak TV dinners, bro. So good. So good. I love Salisbury steak, fam. I love Salisbury steak. Like, I'm all about some Salisbury steak. Yep. I've been lurking for a while now. Dude, absolutely. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, man. I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out. Whether you're talking or whether you're lurking, man, that's perfectly okay. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go 9, 10, 11. Let's throw the debilitate. Let's throw the debilitate. Dude, y'all have no idea how much I truly love some Salisbury steak dinners. It's there. It's there, fam. Like, it's not a meme. I love Salisbury steak. Ben, what happened to y'all's power, fam? What happened, man? Dude. Respite? Interesting. Stream's going well, man. Stream's going well. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out. How are you guys doing without power? What did we just go? 12, 13, 14? I think's what we did. Yo, let's go. Mr. Chips with that 3 months of Prime. Dude, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate that, brother. It means a whole bunch. So you gonna like equip his headpiece? Okay, trying to draw a different card to Arsenal there. Now I gotta have you sign a banquet box? Bro, you're killing me. You're killing me, fam. I love it. I absolutely love that. Yeah, I mean, let's throw the Gogan cards here. It's back, just didn't have it earlier. Some trees got knocked over. Oh, I'm glad nothing crazy happened. I'm glad everything's okay. I am saving the CNC until we have the pummel. Like, I'm going to like force our opponent to like We're also setting up some rouses for second cycle go again. I mean, I guess they have no arsenal, so like it's not really like that good here, but I still think we're just gonna play it. God, the fact that he can just keep giving me equipment like that is so bad. Deal. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday, fam. I mean, we're going to take 3 because this hand is 5 go again into 6. Unfortunately, this hand kind of not great for that rouse we just put on the bottom. But, I mean, it is what it is. I want to learn more complex concepts, but I haven't found a good resource yet for all of them. Would be cool to, like, have testing partners or friends that you could hang out with every day and talk to the mental gymnastics of the game. Just isn't as good. I mean, I get that. Like, it is one of the things that, like, I am a big fan of, like, having a team and, like, having people that I test with to be able to sit and talk about, like, the ins and outs of, like, decks and, like, what we should and should not be doing as a team. So I wholeheartedly understand where you're coming from. It can be a daunting task to like sit and talk about that kind of stuff. Like we talk about like some of the best ways to like learn pitch stacking, some of the best ways to like learn certain matchups. Like the fact that they said no blocks is terrifying. Like we talk about a lot of things as a team wholeheartedly. So I'm gonna give Crown here and just put this pummel on the bottom. So if I go Rouse Go again into Hammer, Arsenal the pummel, that's not bad, right? Like that's pretty good. Like it's 13. Unfortunately, there's not really like a better hand that we have set up here. We could block with the Debilitate, throw the Hammer, Arsenal the pummel, keep the Golden Sun, like keep the... I think we're just better off to take 9 here. I don't know. This is really weird. Never forget me misusing the steps, man. I mean, listen, not the first time I made a mistake, and I promise you it won't be the last, brother. Like, I really wish we had another blue, because if we had a blue, we could throw the Debilitate on top of this here, but I don't know. Like, the Golden Sun Overpower has so much value, right? So, like, it has so much value for us. I mean, I guess I could have really just gotten, like, really aggressive there and just, like, played the pummel, but I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's, like, the correct play there. Dude, I hate to hear that you didn't feel welcomed at your LGS. That's, like, very lame of whoever's at your LGS, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. That is, like, really sad to hear. Like, because I'm all about people playing in their LGS, because it's like you want to be in that community. Like, you want to be talking to those people. You want to get to know those people. Like, so it makes me really sad that, like, you don't get to, like, really, like, be friends or know any of those people. Like, I hate to hear that. Why do I always draw Rouse? Like, I swear to God, this happens to me every time I play against these slow decks. I draw a freaking block card when I have a Rouse, and they don't do anything. God, that's so freaking frustrating to me. Like, and it's just bad RNG. Like, and there's just nothing to talk about except for the fact that it's, like, literally just bad RNG. Ah, that sucks so much. You just hate Guardians, Josh. Which is funny, because, like, it's one of my favorite classes in the game. Yep. Wonder why he overpitched there. I mean, I guess just, like, trying to keep cards in for second cycle, I guess. We'll go like this. See, and, like, this hand is, like... I mean, I guess this hand's fine. I don't know. Somebody, did you say effing trees and then, like, it hid the message or something? Is that what you're saying, Kyle? That's weird. Yeah, no, you absolutely have the right to show that. Please do. It's weird that it like, I think that YouTube blocks a lot of things that, like, are just, like, cussing in general. I've learned. My opponent just, like, blocks it with 3 cards. That's crazy. I mean, it's really not that crazy, but... I might just play the pummel here. Yeah, F those trees, that's right. Wouldn't say hate, I dislike them. I mean, that's fair. I think there are a lot of people in the world who just like Guardians, to be honest. I think that's kind of a win. Did my opponent just say good game in the middle of the game? That's pretty rude. I mean, we're going to keep playing. I don't know why they say good game. I don't think he's conceding. Yeah. I mean, like, I assume that my opponent's just, like, BMing me because, like, they realize that there's singularities coming up here. I assume is, like, what they're doing. But even then, they don't have that much stuff under their equipment. So, like, I don't think there's a world where they're flipping singularity yet, if I'm being honest. I discard a card? I mean, I think we'll just take the win here. Like, that's pretty solid for us. I don't know, like, that's pretty good because now we get to make a new surge, throw 11, and then arsenal the Thunderquake. I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. Just busy looking at how much money Congress gets from each lobby so I can be angry about who actually determines the laws in our country. What? Did I miss something? Like, Carly, are you like, did you say that unprompted or did I say something that made you bring that up?
Well, no, I didn't see the message being blocked.
Oh, you were saying that in response to Kyle talking about putting a message through. Okay, I'm following now. I'm following. I mean, no, it's okay, baby. I mean, if my opponent was being smug, then like my opponent's being smug. Like it's unfortunate. Like I don't appreciate people who do that, but there's not much I can do about it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people are just smug. That's just how it is sometimes. So I mean, yeah, like it is what it is. Like Curly is mad at all politicians. I'm pretty sure. I mean, to be fair, like politicians suck. So like. I think she should be mad at all of them personally. Activate Teklo, play a new leg piece here, I assume. You could probably just play both of them, right? Like, you could just play multiple pieces right here, actually. We're going to block 3. We can always build the hurl wall down to the ground. Anarchy can rise. Listen, bro. Carly, like... Carly might burn the world down, fam. Like, so there's 12 pieces under this. Did they just pass? What the heck just happened? I don't know what just happened. That was really weird. That was very weird. Dude, that's awesome, man. Chips, I hope you have a better experience, man. I hope you have a better experience. Like, going out to LGSs and people kind of being hateful is, like, not great. So, they had 6 attacks there. Was there any world with the trounces and test of strengths that we had pitch stacked that we were actually going to be able to stay in that game? Like, let's think about this for a second. Was there any world that we could actually stay in that game and potentially win? Yeah, dude. All right, Kyle, that's a very bad matchup for me, but I appreciate the confidence. He conceded. My opponent conceded. I technically did not lose. I just don't understand. We were up 15, Kyle, but it's hard to explain. They have a really good late game where they get to like take a bunch of cards out of our hand. Yeah, Twitch restarts sometimes like that. I get it. I understand. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is possible that like my opponent was just like worse than we thought. Not likely, but possible. I don't know. That was weird, guys. I'm gonna put so Victor. We just played against Teklo. We went first. Not sure is gonna be the answer. We were at 27. He had 6 attacks with Necro after flipped. We had 2 Trounce and 2 Tests of Strength pitched for second cycle. Might have been able to hang on. All right, I don't know. That's what we're going to put because that's the truth, and I don't know if we would have won that game or not. So, I don't know. Should not survive. The 5 initial turns have pitched well. It's usually 9-6-6 or 9-9-6. I mean, it's very possible, Riku, that that's what was going to happen. Like, I don't know. That's very possible. I mean, technically they conceded, so we're going to put 2 and 2 on the record. But in the testing, that's what we're going to put the notes as. So, Riku thinks we would have lost, which is probably a good mental note to have. Unfortunately, my opponent conceded, and like I'll never have the ability to know what would have happened right there, which I kind of hate. That's right. Eyebrows fuller, eyelashes longer. We're gonna go second into Kano. This is the first time I have ever streamed against Kano, and I have a plan into it. So we're going to No! I wanted to play you. Damn, I actually have a plan. I do agree that they did all of that to concede. Now, my opponent probably knew what their stack was. Like, if they are truly like a good Teklo Volson player, in my opinion, he knew what his stack was, and he probably just knew. I don't know. Like, he probably just knew, honestly. Cut Test of Strengths, cut Trounces, and just play 60. Like, I think this is what we have to do. And we're going to hope that the respites line up. So we have AB2 and respites. Like, that's the plan right now. Out of the pan and into the fire. I like that. Well, I don't like that. That's terrifying. I wonder if this is pitch stack, Kano. I'm always curious. Talishar messes up like the flip? Is that what you're saying, Riku? Well, we're just going to throw this. I mean, it's turn 0. I don't think there's any world where I'm, like, not doing this. Did they just pass through this? All right. I don't know what's in their hand, but that's kind of wild to me. All right. We want to get this into our arsenal. Oh, your code was working the whole time? Well, I'm glad to hear it was working. I feel like that's an ideal situation for you. You want it to be working. Stop testing Teklo and Talishar after deleted my deck after flipping like 3 games in a row. Also, sometimes it would just remove your hero so you can't attack. That's really weird. Wow, that sucks. I really hope that's like why our opponent didn't concede, but I mean, I guess it would make sense if that is why. Oh, this hand is really bad. Okay. So Ether Arc and Reverberate. I mean, I think we have to keep the blue for our turn. Like, I die to combo if I don't have it. So I think we have to keep the blue. All right. Or I'm just wrong on every aspect here. I mean, we could have prevented one more, but like I had no way to know they were going to throw that at us. So, I mean, we're at 25. We're just going to hope we're not dead. With no cards in hand. Like our opponent like just had a hand. That's why they took the Command and Conquer. Because they just had a hand that just was like insane. Figure out what the meta looks like going into a tournament, then so that's a good question. It really depends on like what size tournament you're playing at. Is like truly the best answer to that question in my opinion. If you are playing at a like a larger style tournament, you have to look at the metagame as a whole. Like what are like you generally what I like what we do as a team is we sit down and we say what are the best like 3 heroes in the metagame. What is the best deck we can play against those 3 heroes? And how do we want to and like how do we want to attack the metagame? Do we want to be on a deck that plays into what we're trying, like that plays into like the contenders of the metagame, or do we want to play an anti-contender metagame deck? Like it, so like at a bigger tournament, it's easier in my opinion, just because like you're playing a general field. Now at a bigger tournament, you also have more chances for people to be on some wild stuff. But like when we're playing at a local tournament, most of the time it's like we're just going to play the decks we're feeling the most comfortable with in the metagame, and whichever one feels like is looking the best in the room, with what everybody's playing that day, that's what we're going to go with at a local level. But like at a big level, it's definitely like, oh, here is like on a larger level, it's like here is what like the world is playing mostly right now. How can we attack that as a whole, as a team? Like, how can we attack that? So. And they're kind of like going off here. Does that answer your question at all? So the best way to figure out what people are playing, in my opinion, is to play, is to like look at the most like recent results, because honestly, like a lot of times you truly have no idea. Sometimes you just have to guess. Like you just have to kind of guess. But a lot of times like people are like, oh, like this has been doing really well, I want to play this, or I want to play something that beats this. So you kind of have to be like, well, what are people going to play to like anti that or something like that? I don't know. It's, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. It's also like it's not an easy decision to make. The infographics from PQ season are actually very helpful at times, but also very not beneficial at times, in my opinion. Because, and I say that because the infographics from PQ season give everyone a misleading idea of what the metagame looks like, in my opinion. You get a like very, I don't know, you get like a very distorted concept of like, oh, this like 5 won a pro quest because there were no victors there or something like that. And it's hard to tell because you don't know the story of every small metagame. I don't know. Riku, I would love to have a card like Fluster Fist, like kind of style stuff for like nonsense like this. The only good thing about it is I get to talk to you guys all the time it's going on. Talk about Prime to Fight. Why Prime to Fight? I like Prime to Fight because I think when you pair Clash of Vigor and Trounce with Prime to Fight, it gives you better spread into the warrior matchups. That's why I'm on it. Good question. Alrighty then. This has been a kind of a lackluster turn. I mean, sometimes I do ramble. Sometimes I do ramble. How do I know which one is being played right now? I'm going to guess this one. I don't know. I'm just going to guess because I truly don't know. It was that one. Let's go. Thankfully, I am not dead this turn. Am I dead the turn after this? More than likely. The one right behind Respite? Okay, I'm glad that, I mean, I'm probably dead now, right? Like, we're probably just dead here. That's, like, the biggest problem with all of that is, like, even though I managed to live through all of that, like, I'm sorry, what? We're probably just dead here. So. Okay. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's tough. I mean, I just like this matchup is like really bad. Now, to be fair, like my opponent set up energy potions on like turn 1 and 2. So like they did have a very good setup going into that. And then they also found the deja vu very quickly. That was, man, that was crazy. Yeah, that's one way to get killed. That's for sure. That was a very fast game. It's not what I wanted. All right, let's add that to our testing sheet here. Victor versus Kano. We went second. Loss. Hang on one second. I gotta type something out and I need to do it a different way. Here we go. Got Kano'd on turn 6. He played like 20 cards. Maybe literally. And I died through Respite and 3 blues. All right. Well, even through the Respite, we saw dust. Not that I'm terribly surprised. I mean, it's what happens. Also, 1 copy of Outmuscle. Should you just go full on for E-Strike or Primed? There might be an argument to be on 3 E-Strike instead of 1 Prime to fight in the sideboard. That is very possible. That is like the more correct case here. I don't think I want to be on 3 Prime to fight though. Like, I'm on, so I like playing 57 cards in the main deck because I think it gives me a pretty even split. But it's very possible that I should just be on 3 E-Strikes instead of the 1 Outmuscle. I don't hate that thought process. I'm sorry, I just clicked on Bolton. It's not what I wanted to click on. Although I do think it is the same sideboard plan. I think it's the exact same sideboard plan. We don't bring in Sinks or Respites, and we just play all of our go against stuff and try to take over the game here. I do like the purpose that Outmuscle serves because Outmuscle like serves as another popper. into Prism, and it also serves as like it serves as a popper into Prism, and it also serves like it's a popper. It's a good way to kill an angel with Go Again. It is also like it enables you can have a 3-card hand and throw Out Muscle for 6 and Hammer for 12 points of total value, or you can throw or you can go E-Strike for 5 Go Again and then Hammer for 6, but that requires a 4-card hand. So that is the one downfall of the swap there. Hey, Bob, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. This is funny because Victor is played like that around Kano. What do you mean, Havoc? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Which card played this turn? Blue instant. Sounds decent. That actually sounds kind of cool. I don't hate that. I really don't want to give up a lot of equipment here. I also don't want to give them a bunch of copper here. So if I give Choke Slam and Crown and then Tech Plating, I can still do it all here, right? I think a lot of people have been moving away from Out Muscle. Like you're not alone on that front. A lot of people have been moving away from. All right, so now Command and Conquer Pummel looks really bad, and that's unfortunate because like this is not a card that every Kasai plays. So until you show it to me, I'm never going to play around it. So I guess with that in mind, I'm going to block with the Command and Conquer, throw the Hammer for 6, and then make a Surge and Arsenal to pummel. That's the play we're going to make here with how they played that out in mind. Does this client have skill-based matchmaking? It does not. No, I'm just playing against random people, and it's kind of just like God's fate, whoever I play against on any given night. I could be playing against the best player in the world. I could be playing against somebody who learned how to play yesterday. It is one of the unfortunate side effects of a lot of my testing coming from Talishar. But I know a lot of people have been moving... I know a lot of people have been moving away from Out Muscle as a whole. You're not the first person to tell me that. Like, I have been hearing that quite a bit from people. Having double Go Again cards like this in the same hand is not ideal. They don't have Go Again? Okay. So we actually have a really interesting line here where we get to throw Zealous Pummel and then Anothos for 6 if we pitch the Out Muscle, which is an interesting line of play to make here. I don't know what he said about PQs, how people bring Victor, and so people bring Victor killers. I mean, that's true. Like, a lot of people bring meta decks, or they bring meta attacking decks. I think that's a really good way to, like, look at the metagame as a whole. Just in general. I'm curious to see if they have a D-React here. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, I would have liked to have pushed through 4 points of damage here and taken a card out of your deck, but at the end of the day, that's okay. So we're setting up a second cycle Go Again card, and we're swinging Hammer for 6, which I like here. Don't have to worry about Reprimand or Triumph. I mean, so I have two variations of the deck, Zach. I have a variation of the deck that is that has me playing. Excuse me. That has me playing. Tunic, And then I have a variation of the deck that has me playing... God, I really don't like this hand. It's just better to make a surge. It is technically just better to make the surge than to bluff the pummel here. So when I'm on my Tunic list, yo, Sulf VG, thank you for that follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out tonight. We got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here for the first time. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Those are the 3 questions we got for everybody. But in my Tunic list, I'm playing Disables and Pummels. I'm on 3 Pummels in my Tunic list, and I'm on red Disables over Prime to Fight. But I'm also on Wallop. Or I'm sorry, I'm on Boulder Drop instead of Clash of Vigor. But I'm trying in a Tectonic Plating list to make Prime to Fight and Clash of Vigor work better, because I think that there is like some synergy there that people kind of sleep on, to be honest. I mean, yeah, like, I think Levi's favored in the matchup, like, wholeheartedly. Like if you are a good Levi player playing against Victor, you are favored in that matchup, wholeheartedly. And I would say to anyone who plays Victor in the chat regularly and you are beating Levias consistently, you are not playing against the 1% of Levias, wholeheartedly. Love the art style. Alerted me to playing Guardian. And ketchup and mustard combo. Hey, dude, nothing wrong with the basics, man. Nothing wrong with it, dude. Well, dude, welcome to Flesh and Blood. Welcome to the channel, man. I hope you fall in love with the game as much as I have, man. I love Fab, and I've enjoyed every second of it. We know they have a Stroke of Foresight in their hand. I still think we're just going to give it to him, if I'm being honest. I think we are going to put this on the bottom. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, there's that Stroke of Foresight. That is so bad. So we broke the goal to put Trounce on the bottom to then find a pummel on top of the deck. The percentages of you going back-to-back non-attack actions are like so low. Like, it is so incredibly bad RNG that happens. We're going to swing the hammer and we're going to Arsenal Command and Conquer here. Getting all the bad clashes out before the Pro Quest. I like that, Havoc. I like that, man. It's a very positive spin on on that situation right there. With all the TCGs out there, well, all aren't so many. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There are a ton of like card arts. Like there are like a lot of really good artists just in the community in general, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of like. I really wish that Flesh and Blood would get John Avon to come to this game. Like, as an avid Magic player for years, John Avon has done some of my favorite art ever. And I really, really wish that they would hire John Avon to do some art. Okay, so it's happening to you consistently, like, in paper both times, which is, like that is also intriguing to me. I will say that. I am intrigued to hear that it happens to you a lot in paper. The losing reclashes like this happens to me a lot on Talishar. Happens to me an extremely low number of times IRL. Like, ever. Does not happen to me a lot in person. I kind of laugh with Carly sometimes because like I seem like sometimes it feels like I get a lot of really bad beats when I play on Talishar, but when I'm playing in person, it doesn't really seem to happen as much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still draw bad. I still have some unfortunate things happen to me, but like it happens to me almost like it happens to me a lot more when I stream. That is a perfectly fine play with me if that's what they want to do. I'm going to Arsenal the Pummel. And then we have a really good hand here. We don't quite have a Zealous hand, but we do have a pretty good one. I'm just going to take 2 here. Like, there's no punishing on hits, and I like my hand. Yeah, Clashes don't like me, bro. Josh is just right there, fam. Like, the Clashes do not like me. Like, it is... Clashes are not my friend. I don't know what it is. Especially on Talishar. Like, and it's kind of funny because, like, I used to have a lot of very bad things happen to me when I played, like, Magic Online. When I would, like, play in, like, leagues and events, I would have this, like... I would have the weirdest, most unfortunate things happen to me over and over again that never happened to me in tournament settings. And I truly don't understand. Like, it is really weird that it happens to me online. And I know, like, that when I talk about it, it just sounds like I'm just, like, griping to gripe. But, like, it's really weird that it only happens to me online. And I don't understand that. All right. I'd really like to get a card out of our opponent's hand here if I can. I need them to not have another D-Reactor or take it on the chin. They did sink a card. Dude, if they drew into that take it on the chin, I swear, if my opponent just drew into that take it on the chin, like, instead of having the discarded card, well, there's both the pummels gone. On both times they had D-Reacts, which is not, like, super crazy or anything. I'm curious to see how they block here, or if they just take 6 and go to 25. You thinking the next heroes are going to be insanely overpowered? I mean, hey, that could be the case. That could be the case. I mean, it doesn't seem completely irrational to me that, like, this, like, they just make Miss Veil, like, OP. I don't know that, like, we're ever going to have, like, another Tales of Aria situation, unless, like, they just truly decide that they want to power creep the game. Which I guess is possible. This hand's pretty good. This hand's not bad. I don't think I can give him another gold, honestly. They do appear to be very aggressive heroes. Yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, yep. They just played the blue overpower there. Which means when we get to the point in the game where they're just going to raise it army us, we're in a bad spot. So, yeah, making TCGs is always tough. Like, I agree. That is true. Talents do like mean bigger card pools, which generally just means like more powerful things for the game. That is, yeah, that does make a lot of sense, honestly. Just taking 6. Your hand must be insane if you're taking 6. Okay, there it is. That makes more sense to me. Well, this hand sucks. This does have Dominite. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're just going to use the equipment. That's the second one out of their deck, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's number 2, which means there's only one more left. Let's go this route. Because this looks like we have a pummel. And I kind of like this. If they just like soul read no pummel here, then like I just tip my hat to them. Not a new heroes to not impact old heroes. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Like you're setting up like new things that like can still play like with it. They can play older cards that like some of the new cards having classes and talents and types like they don't affect the rest of the game, which is very healthy, I think. Yeah, so John, like I get what you're saying. I'm not a fan of fatigue. And anybody who was an avid watcher of my channel during my Oldham days knows that like it's probably not 100% true, cuz like there is something joyous about looking across the table, and there's always a point when you're playing fatigue. There's always a point in the game when you can see on your opponent's face that they know they've lost. And that is like a very fun feeling to chase. But I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, I understand. Like, the idea behind fatigue is very lame. It's not fun. I do miss the old man. I miss Oldham. Listen, I know it was miserable for a lot of people, but my God, did I love Oldham. And did I love seeing the look on a Lexi player's face when they realized they were done. That's a high I'm still chasing, guys. I'm going to assume they have respite in their deck or something, because blocking 7, if you're not going to block 8, there's absolutely no reason for you to even block 7. Like that, this sucks. We're going to try and set up the Trounce for second cycle. That's ultimately what we're going for here. We're also kind of on a plan where like we're moderately fatiguing them. It's going to be tough to do when they convert this into when they convert these into 3/2s that attack every turn. But we also haven't seen any Blade Flurries yet, have we? So they blocked with 1. They played 2 Stroke of Foresights. And what? We've seen 1 Blood on our hands. Okay. Well, this seems like a pretty solid turn to just block with the Test of Strength here. I mean, winning with a Thunk is a pretty feels good moment right there, because it basically means that we get to just like block 6 here. Okay, yeah. I mean, they didn't activate Kasai. So not enough yellows? There's not enough yellows for them to activate Kasai. Okay, that's why they didn't activate Kasai. I know a lot of people who like give their hand on gold turns, and like when we're set up to play more defensively, I think that's the correct thing to do. But like, I'm set up to try and play aggressive into them because I think that is the better line of play into our opponent. Let's just block 6 here. Facing Oldham as OG Prism. I mean, yeah, that was not a fun matchup. I never really played Oldham back then. I played a lot of like Boost Dash back then. So I never really got to experience like what that was like for people. I always lose it on aggro. So in wholehearted honesty here, and this is truly when Victor came out, nobody knew how to play against it. And I'm gonna rant for a minute, so my opponent's just gonna have to listen here for my opponent's just gonna have to sit here for a minute. When Victor came out, nobody knew how to play against it because it was like, oh, lose clashes, lose clashes, lose clashes. And it was like, oh, I felt like Gandalf when it was like, I have unlimited power. Like that was what it was felt like when it first came out. Fast forward to where we're at now. Everybody understands what Victor's doing. Everybody understands that there are cards to tech into Victor. Everybody understands how to play around Victor in some way. the aggro plan does not work as well. So I hear what you're saying. Like, that you lose this matchup a lot when you're playing against, when you play the aggro plan. And, like, I hear you. I wholeheartedly hear you. Like, it is a tough thing, and I have been losing more regularly lately than I have been winning. So I understand. So I honestly understand. Like, it is not an easy thing to do. Like, all right, that's the last Blade Flurry. I hate that we can't deny the copper here. Like, we're gonna lose to the Raisin Army and the copper. It is harder to play now because people are, like, so ready for it. I could not agree with that sentiment more. I don't want to give them more copper because technically they can destroy more copper and do more things with it later. I mean, maybe in Nikasai, maybe we're just supposed to be on, like, Sync Belows. Because the original plan in Nikasai was to just play Sync Belows. Like, I was just on Syncs. I just feel like if you play defensively and you play the longer game against Kasai, you lose. Like, they get so much value out of every single hand. And it's more than you get. It is every single time. Which is weird because as an Anothos deck, like, we get a lot of value. But I do feel like Kasai, Dori, those heroes, they get a lot of value out of cards like Valiant Dynamo. And, like, that's why you have to play some aggro hands into them. I don't know. I could just be wrong, though. Like, that is, like, an opinion based off what I've been working on for the last few months. And, like, the meta has changed significantly. So, yo, Havoc with a big hydrate. All right. Good Lord. So now my opponent's going to activate Kasai, which makes me think they have an in the swing. Because why would you activate Kasai here? Got tilted about the Gandalf thing. Was that not Gandalf? Did I just completely... was that just... I completely butcher that? So I had to be punished? Oh, that's funny. Sounds like I deserved it. Sounds like I deserved it. Yep. I mean, again, like, I just completely called the play, but, like, I'm not giving 3 cards to play around it. There's never a world that is happening. And then we get to attack for 9. Like, maybe into Kasai, maybe I try, like, Sinks. I don't have any of the D-reacts, though, so, like, I don't really feel like I get to play that defensively. I mean, I guess if the only 2 blocks you have in the deck are Rouses, then, like, it's fine. You can probably just block efficiently and just play Rouses if you need to. Yeah, no, yeah, Havoc just told me that's from Star Wars. I completely butchered that. So, that's cool. Now I'm like a fake nerd. That's fun. Draw a card? I'm very tempted to take 5 here, if I'm being honest, because I have 7 into Hammer. I could also block 5 here and then throw Hammer for 6. It's probably a better play, right? It's probably just a better play. I think at this point, with them being down to less than 30 cards and we're still at above our... I shouldn't have blocked because I gave that go again. So it was take 2 there. Yeah, God, that was so stupid. I swear sometimes. There's some nights like this, it feels like I have my head a foot up my own ass. Like, and right now it 100% feels that way. Like, we may call it a stream after this because, like, when I'm playing like this, I'm not benefiting myself tomorrow if I continue to play games. Like, making stupid decisions like that is, like, one of the things that, like, truly throws me on tilt. And I don't care to talk about that because, like, there aren't many things that happen that throw me on tilt when I play card games because, like, it's card games and I understand that. But, like, when I am losing because of my own stupidity and because I am making bad decisions, that is when I truly become, like, on tilt. We're supposed to take 2 here, right? I do agree, David, that it is better to make mistakes here and then play better in paper. I do wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment. Like, that is like that is the correct way to look at that in general, in my opinion. So the question is this the last Nourishing Emptiness? How many trounces are left in our deck? We pitched at least 1, right? God, have we pitched 2? There's only 1 over here. There's 2 Test of Strengths over here. 3 Test of Strengths over here. And we've pitched 2 trounces, or we haven't seen the last one. So what I'm going to do is block with Debilitate. Take 3 here. Full tilt like a Peterbilt. Dude, I love that. That's great. Gorilla versus Kong was great, so I actually never saw that. Ugh, so my decision, immediately punished by my decision there. They just played hit and run for value. Man. Big Sag. So I've recently watched Interstellar for the first time. So I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. Like I really like the movie he directs. But like I recently watched Interstellar for the first time, which came out in like 2014 for anybody who's curious, and it was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. It was very good. I mean, this didn't have Go Again, but I'm banking that they have a way to give Go Again here. No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you looking out for me. Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong. I haven't seen it, but, like, heard good things. Is this the last in the swing? No? It's just a Passeroonie? The old Passeroonie, eh? I could have thrown 10 overpower there, I guess, instead of throwing 11. It's 1 point less, and I get to keep Go Again for next turn, but, like, I think I would rather just put this back into the deck. They are down to 18 cards. They have access to 22 cards currently. The problem is to raise the army. Like, that's wholeheartedly the problem, which... It's not... It's in the next hand, I think, if I counted correctly. So I've never seen Insomnia. Carly and I were talking about that. Carly's also a big Christopher Nolan fan, and we were talking about watching that the other day. I've never seen that one. I've also never seen Memento, which everybody says is like a sin that I've never seen Memento, and I am a Christopher Nolan fan. But yeah, so like I really like Inception. I really like Tenet. Interstellar was amazing. I love the Batman series. I really like the Prestige by him. It's really good. But I really want to see Insomnia and Memento. Did you call me a monster? That's funny. This is a pretty solid hand, barring we win this Clash of Vigor. I was like, which we should. There's the out muscle that we pitched. And then we get the block with Spinal Crush, throw 10 overpower, still have a gold left over, and then hopefully we get to keep 3 cards next turn to be able to go 6 into Hammer. Hopefully they give us like 2 cards here out of their hand so that like their next hand looks kind of lackluster. Memento is a masterclass of filmmaking. Carly loves it. Carly says it's a great movie, but I've never seen it. So I have not seen Oppenheimer yet, but like, you're not the first person, John, to say you didn't care for it, man. You're not the first person to say that, brother. Okay. The problem is I could still have like a really solid hand here. It's Kasai, activation of Kasai here, so it tells me their hand's gonna be pretty good. And they crack a gold. Oh, God. This is, yeah. This is also the problem with playing the aggro version is, like, I'm just giving up copper and gold the entire game. For the most part, like, sometimes I can deny it pretty well. It just depends on, like, what their hands look like. So we should theoretically be able to block this out, right? Theoretically. Yeah, so that's also been like kind of what I've been running into. Do we win that with a wallop? Yeah, I mean, I guess we get to we can technically. Yeah, I was like, I assume my opponent did not mean to do that. We can crack the gold here, knowing that we have a couple of trounces left, and we can actually draw into the wallop and swing the hammer for 4 here to try and give ourselves like an extra. Something extra there. So the fact that like we actually managed to deny that is nuts. Like, I'm very surprised that we were able to do that. We get to deny that and swing the hammer for 4. Now we have no equipment left, which is a huge L for us, and the 3 gold is going to murder us here. Watch the Arsenal be Raisin Army? It probably is, honestly. I was surprised they didn't have a buff or anything there to like push over the effects. I figured they did, but... Alright, here we go. Enjoyed Oppenheimer. Most people I watched, but they didn't care for it, though. It's definitely slow at times, but I was into it. So, like, I think that a lot of Nolan's movies are kind of slow. In, like... Maybe not, I guess. I guess it depends on like what you define as slow. Like, they're not like Tom Cruise action-packed, like, yeah, get you kind of stuff. But I don't know. Like, I think a lot of them are like kind of slow. Honestly. Hey, Trent, what's up, dude? If you like Nolan, you'll like Oppenheimer. I have been told that like it is classic Nolan. That, like, it's truly just classic Nolan. Okay, and then we have to make a decision next turn. Are we going for the fatigue plan? Like, are we going for the fatigue plan here, or are we trying to just kill him? I mean, I think we have to kill the tokens and try to live here, right? I get that though. Like, I understand. There's no shame there. I completely understand where you're coming from there, because like there's a lot of like slow points in movies like that, and like it can be tough to sit still for some of them sometimes. Like, I was the best example I can give people is I was a big Avengers fan. Like, I loved all of those. Like, I watched all of them. Like, I'm a big Captain America fan. Like, I loved all of that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Like, I had to like pause the movie sometimes because it was a little slow at times. And there was times it was tough to watch. So I get that. Hey, let's go. I'm glad you fixed your issue, man. Ashley absolutely loved Oppenheimer and The Dark Knight. Dude, I think everybody, like, even if you didn't know who Nolan was, everyone fell in love with Nolan when it was time for The Dark Knight. I think that's so accurate. Like, we did do a Barbenheimer double feature when they were both out. I know a lot of people who did that, and like, I haven't got to see either one of them yet, but I would like to see the Barbie movie, mostly because I love Ryan Gosling, but I'm a big Ryan Gosling fan. But I heard it was really good. All right, we're at 5. I mean, we might be able to hang on at this point. I can't remember. There's no more Test of Strengths left in our deck, but there might be one more Trounce if we're lucky. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we've seen both the Trounces and I just don't remember it. I thought I pitched 2 of them, though. Didn't we put one on the bottom and then I had to pitch one? I mean, if there is another Trounce like in the next hand, we might have a legitimate shot at fatiguing them. We might be able to do it, guys. I mean, again, I don't know. Like, they're slow. They're very quickly catching up on card economy here, and that's tough. They've also played 2 Glints, right? I think we have to block with Trounce. Putting the Rouse in the bottom is such a W for us. He's going to swing the Cell Sword. God, try to say that 3 times fast. Good lord. They probably are going to get us. The Barbie movie slaps hard. Okay, cool. I'm about that, man. I'm about that. All right, we go to 1. That's it. That's all the points we have to give now. We're going to make a surge and kill this, which means if there are any buffs left in their deck, we're just pretty much losing the spot here, which is rough, but I don't know. We might be able to do it, guys. Probably dead this turn, but as my good friend Bon Jovi said, we're living on a prayer. Okay. The problem here is that now we're at 1, and every time they lead on this, we just have to block with a card, right?
Let's freaking
if you'd stayed out.
You love to see
Yo. Voltel? Hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here and hanging out tonight on Twitch. When you're here for the first time, we got 3 questions we ask everybody. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? But I appreciate the follow and appreciate you chilling out with us tonight. Yeah, the Cell Sword would have 100% killed us had we left it out. Having to block with 3 cards is bad for fatigue. They might be able to fatigue us, honestly. They go up to 8 and then down to 4. And then we're going to go from 9 to 5. They also have 9 points of life to give, which is going to kill us. Like, probably that'll kill us at some point. Yep, we got to block 2 cards. I mean, I think we're trying to swing the hammer for 10 here. Like, or I'm sorry, for 6. Like, I think that's like all we're really trying to accomplish. We're going to go up to 6 and then down to 2. And then they do have more cards. This is the problem. The hot streak can fatigue us. Yeah, no. Like, the hot streak wins them the game. We had to hope that, like, the trounces would, like, get us out of this spot, and they didn't. We're just, like, uber dead. The fact that they were at 10 murders us. The fact that they kept their whole hand tells me that they have some kind of react here, I think. Because if we were at like 5 or 6, we could take the hot streak a couple of times and say no blocks. And then like try to throw something back at them. Okay. Why do they keep their whole hand there? That's weird. I mean, not that it really matters, but still. Swing the hammer for 6. Never fest, but quit right before outsiders backing up. Chicago-style hot dogs for swords. So you're not the first person to say Chicago-style hot dogs, dude. But welcome back to the game, man. Happy to have you back, and welcome to the channel, brother. And here's where we die. Like, well, here's where we get fatigued. Because we block with a card here. Like, even if they don't have the damage to kill us, we're going to run out of cards right here. Yep. And we're forced to block with both cards. And they have, like, 2 hold the lines and 2 hit and runs left in their deck, and then whatever their arsenal is. Honestly, their arsenal might be a hold the line. I can't remember. And then we're just dead here. So, yeah. Well played by our opponent. This would have been an excellent time to have the sink belows in. We would have done so much better with sink belows in our deck right there. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to play go again cards and the sink belows. I don't know. Like, that's a tough decision and maybe something I should consider. It's weird because like I don't want to start just like over like crowding my deck with misses off of trounce. I think that's like kind of a mistake there. Oh, Brad, was that you, man? GG's, man. We got to the end of the game and like I had to hope those trounces would bail me out right there. And they just never did. Very well played by you, man. A very good showing of patience from you. Well played, brother. Well played. All right, Victor, Kasai. I think we went second. I can't remember. If anybody remembers, let me know. Got fatigued by hot streak and Saber needs sinks in the matchup. All right, well, I'll try sinks next time I play that matchup and kind of go from there. I think that's probably the best thing I can be doing to try and help myself out there as far as everything's concerned. All right, guys. It's about 10 minutes early than where we usually call it, but I think I'm going to call it a night. Playing tomorrow. Last chance tomorrow to try and qualify for Amsterdam. We're going to try and pull it together tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Call the shop to make sure they're going to be open tomorrow. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I've never streamed on a Friday night before, so first time tonight. Normally I'm out at an armory, but wanted to be here since I only got to stream once this week. I appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out. If you're new to the channel, hit that follow button or subscribe wherever you're watching, whatever button you got. Means a lot. It goes a long way in helping me out. I will not be live tomorrow or Sunday, but I will be back on Monday. Think I'll be back on Monday. Godspeed, Spider-Man. I love Willem Dafoe. Love you too, Havoc. Absolutely, man. Literally dodging everything except Victor. Do you like... Oh, Scorsese? Yeah, I like Martin Scorsese films. He did The Departed. I love The Departed. That was a great movie. I think that's a. Hey, Carly. Scorsese is The Departed, right? Scorsese? He's The Departed, right? The cop movie? Yeah, no, I love that movie. That movie was so good. I love that movie. I'm a big Scorsese fan too. Christopher Nolan's probably my favorite director though. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll talk all night. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night and a good weekend. Good luck in Richmond or good luck at a ProQuest. I'll see you guys next week.